his knowledge is so good and he's so insightful that you always tend to learn so many new things and you get aware about so many things because he's doing so many things. I don't know what all. There's like endless list. But yes, it's always fun and insightful. And the topic today is obviously, as been introduced, is like how LGBTQIA+ is introduced in literature as well as cinema. So to start with, let's start with a history. You know, like how this LGBTQI was introduced in Indian cinema and literature, as in when we go way back, as in old movies. What was their portrayal of this character in those movies?
Good evening to all of you. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to talk about literature first or cinema first?
Anything, whatever is, like both of them.
Okay. So literature, I'll start with literature because India is the country we all know has the world's oldest sex encyclopedia. Any guesses what is that? You all know about it. Now Kama Sutra, I belong to a very old family, she just introduced me. We have the original Kama Sutra with us. And in royal families, everything is original, authentic, you know. We don't have anything which is second hand or anything of that sort. So, mind you, Kama Sutra way back, which was written centuries ago, even before Jesus Christ was born, has got a whole chapter on homosexuality. So if you're talking about literature, LGBTQ literature, then it's dating back to BC. You know, it is not even AD. So there's a whole chapter dedicated on homosexuality, dedicated on lesbianism, dedicated on the transgenders. So when people tell me that oh, there was no homosexuals in India, I mean it was an import. I said, no, my dear, it was not an import. We exported it. You know, unfortunately, Kama Sutra is not famous in India. It's very famous. I've traveled so many countries in the world. Kama Sutra sells like hotcakes out of India. But Indians, they are very shy. No sex, oh, that's a devil. We are supposed to talk about it. You know? No sex education in school. Whereas we have the richest literature, the oldest literature of LGBTQ existing in India in our Kama Sutra. So that's our literature. Now I'm fast forwarding, coming to the 21st century. From that date to that date, because there's a lot of things happen in between. And I think one of the earliest literature what I have read in India as I was growing up was by Shakuntala Devi. How many of you have heard about Shakuntala Devi here? Oh, quite a few. Yeah, she was a human computer, I would say. Yeah. I had the fortune of meeting her. I had the fortune of meeting her because when I was in school, she was invited. I studied in Bombay, in a school, Bombay Scottish School, and she was invited there. And, you know, amazing personality. So she was one of the first person to have written on LGBTQ. She wrote about it. She was not just a human computer. She was also an ally for us. You know, she was supporting the community. And then, of course, we had Ashok Rao Kavi, who's my godfather now. He came out with a newsletter called Bombay Dost in 1989, I think, even before 1990. That was the first newsletter on LGBT issues. It was called Bombay Dost, and in fact, it was because of Bombay Dost that I got so many connections, because we had a pen pal section in that, and you know, I got connected. Those days we didn't have mobiles and internet, and it wasn't there. Only through letters we could contact. So we've had cases like that in our literature. Now, of course, there are many things that we written. But we are centuries old. It's not a new thing.
It's the oldest.
Oldest in the world. I'm thinking, you know. To write about cinema. Yeah, I mean, there have been cinemas also which are. I mean, it's very interesting. Even before cinema era came, there have been a lot of theatres, and especially Marathi Natya and things like that. I remember
Yeah.
Yeah, so they always used, because those days it was, women were not allowed. Yeah, so they were, the cross-dressing and all that, imagine, it was happening like 100 years from now. So cinema, but what changes happened in cinema is that earlier I've seen movies where there were gay characters and homosexuality was portrayed in the olden days also, but we were treated like jokers.
Yeah.
Like clowns.
Yeah.
Like comics, you want a comedian, get a gay character. I mean, that's not fair, we are not comedians or we are serious people also, But anyway, that was what featured us.
But there's been a lot of shift now, like LGBTQ has been portrayed in mainstream cinema,
Yeah.
also like movies like Badai Do,
Yes, yes. Right, there have been, stereotypes are breaking now. There are I remember watching one of Amol Palekar made a film, beautiful film called Show.
Okay.
It was I think in Marathi or Telugu, but I saw the Hindi one. Show was based on a gay man getting married to a woman, and the wife discovers that the husband's gay and is having a relationship with his own friend. So it was based on the whole story of gay man getting married to a woman and the discovery of the wife and all that. So that was a very good film which was based on a serious note. On it came out with a film My Brother Nikhil, which was again thinking HIV/AIDS with the homosexuality issue. So there have been a very good thing which has happened or is happening now is that the LGBT community is being cast in films as characters. So that is something which I always wanted, because if you have the community themselves play the role, then they would give full justice to the film, because we have lived our lives, I mean, we have gone through the struggles and challenges, so what better than us playing the role of gay person, playing the role of a gay, that would be the
And we
best.
have it presented in the mainstream cinema now.
Exactly.
We look as serious
Yes,
people.
I promoted one
As they
film,
exist.
I'm forgetting the name of the film, during the pandemic only it was released. It was a film where Selina Jetty had played a role, and there was they showed her mother as a lesbian, and in that film there was a trans person, person was cast, the role was done by an actual trans person.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is something which, that kind of a change, if it happens, then I think that's one of the best things. We are giving opportunity to the person from the community, plus you're getting the fair role of that person.
When we talk about LGBTQ, a lot of the people don't know what exactly few of the alphabet stands for.
Yeah.
So let's start with the basic, let's understand what exactly the whole thing stands for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone knows what's L? This is like a class. So. But no punishment if nobody knows it. So what is G?
A.
Okay, wow, nice.
Yeah.
B? T? Not trisection. Okay. But I have found about trisection. I was telling you yesterday.
Yeah, something trisection.
Like not tri, T-R-I, but T-R-I. Anyway, T is transgender. Then Q?
Queer.
Wow, nice. How questioning, yeah. Perfect. What is this? I?
Intersex.
Intersex. See, they know what they do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's what coming on.
We are coming to that.
First we gotta come to
First
that.
I was just testing. But yeah, we are going to cover it. Then A, what is A?
Asexual.
And then we have plus.
And then this plus, yeah. Then you keep adding. I think by the time I become 100, we need to see all the alphabets. Yeah, so I'm answering your question. Anyone can tell you what is lesbian? Oh, I and A, okay. I think a lesbian and all you all know. So, I and A, okay. What did you all say was I who said intersex, yeah. Okay, anyone can tell me what you think is intersex? Any random?
They're biologically born as a third gender. It's like, I wouldn't say it's a deficiency, it's that XXY or XXX chromosome, they are born with those set of chromosomes as an intersex person. They don't change their biology or gender, they are born that way. That's so interesting.
Okay, yeah.
What I have heard is that they have both reproductive parts actually, and it actually depends on them after being mature what they want to become. That is what I have done.
You get 100 out of 100. You get 0 out of 100. Yeah, that's exactly the answer. So they are both born with both the. See, when a child is born normally in the hospital, this is the doctor who identifies, that's a लड़का हुआ है, लड़की हुई है, they tell the mom. But when you are not able to tell whether it's a boy or a girl, because both the reproductive organs are present, both in that person. You may be born with a penis and a vagina. So then, what is the doctor going to tell? Okay, what is the child? So that child is intersex. There's another word for intersex. They are also called hermaphrodites. And but they are born like one in a 1 lakh population. Every 100,000 person born in the world, one of them is born as intersex. So that's intersex. And you are absolutely right. You don't know that child maybe like you may raise it as a boy and then it might get breasts, and then it may be a female. So you don't know what it's only after puberty that you realize what actually that child. So it's a very tricky thing. Yeah, but now there are groups in India which are run by intersex people in Kerala or somewhere, South India. So okay, that's I. And what else you want to do? A. Yeah. Anyone can tell me what else? Anyone can answer that?
They don't have the attraction towards it.
Yeah. So they are like no sexual. They are kind of, you can say that they don't have that attraction towards anyone. As such, no man, no woman, no transgender, no this, no that.
पर हिजरा और इंटरसेक्स में क्या?
So hijra में क्या होता है कि see hijra is basically comes under the umbrella term of a transgender. Transgender is an umbrella term. Under that there are 3 categories. So there are trans women, trans men, and there are hijras. Okay, trans men, what happens? You're born as a woman. You're biologically by birth you're a woman, but you are not comfortable in that body, so you want to transit, and you through transition you become a male. So that's a trans man. Transition between a female to a male. Whereas trans woman is opposite of that. You are biologically born as a male, but you transit into a female. So that is trans woman. Hijra category is a category which is only specifically is there in countries like India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Pakistan. There's this region. You will not find the hijra community in other parts of the world because it's a very old this category. This is there, which has been existing. The references are there in Ramayana, many old scriptures and all that. And that's one of the reasons why India even got transgender rights. Trans rights have come to India in 2014 by the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
Because
there's a recent web series also on that.
Actually Gauri Samant was invited to this literature festival here, Gauri Literature. I don't know how many of you were there when she came here.
2019.
And I was with her, and now the full film has been made on her. Sushmita Sen has done the role of
Web series.
It's a web series. What is the name of that? See, you guys know so much. That's hijra. Where they have their gharanas, they have their chelas, they have their gurus, then they go for this badhai, and they have this separate, everything is a separate. So that's hijra, and that's also under transgender category. So I hope I'm clear.
So what is still the proper description of the hijra?
Proper description of hijra. See,
I think it's intersex,
no, not necessarily intersex. Yeah, they could be intersex. So what happens, like, there's another myth is there, which many of us have heard, that a lot of hijras kidnap children. Yeah. Now, what actually happens is that when a child is born, normally hijras come, they are there in the hospital, they come especially if a boy is born, then they are always invited to bless the child. So when a child is born as intersex, a lot of parents have the stigma. What do we raise that as? You know, whether should I raise it as a boy, should I raise it as a girl? And so what a lot of parents do is that they give away that child to the hijras to take care of, to adopt for adoption, because they don't want to face the society and say कि भाई क्या है बच्चा, बहुत लड़का है लड़की है, so better a hijra raises that and they give it voluntarily. There's no force by the hijra that हमको दो. So that child which is raised by the hijra is definitely intersex child. And then once the child becomes big, then it's for the child to decide, or rather for them to decide how they are wanting to, what gender they want to give it. So that in that case, that child is handed over. But in most of the cases, you see the hijras are not intersex. They are biologically born as male, and it is up to them that they want to join the hijra community. So when they become older and they kind of have maturity, they decide if they want to live like a hijra or they want to live like a trans woman, then that is also a choice for them. Like many of them would like to transition into a woman, and they would like to live have a certificate of a woman in their documents. But you have the option. The Supreme Court has said that you have the option to identify as hijra, and your documents will be as a hijra. Not necessarily that you have to have a male or a female. You can be identified as a third gender as well. So that option is available. Right?
And there's plus, which I was like totally, when he was telling me about the plus thing, I was like, okay, this also happens, but that's like pretty long.
Let me see some, I was old generation and last century. So last millennium rather, so for me also I'm learning new things each time I'm growing up. I'm learning some new vocabulary for this why it is now they say plus because then
Cis, what is CIS?
Cis and non-binary.
Cis is like you have cisgender male, cisgender female, now if Kautilya is there, he's a cis man, so he's not identifying as gay or he's not identifying as lesbian or as any other community, so he's a straight man like a cis male. You are a cis woman. I'm also cis male, obviously. I'm not a cis woman, but that's my identity. I'm a cis man. Oh yeah, I was assuming. Sorry, I should have guessed. I'm just assuming that you are a cis woman.
Yeah. So it's a very good news. I should congratulate him. He's completing 10 years of his marriage this March.
Marriage to a man.
Interesting as in how he met his husband and how they got married. And then on this 10th year, they're coming out with a memoir, and it's been published by some US publication. So I think I love speak about that.
Most probably next year when I get invited, hopefully get invited by the literature festival, I can launch it here or maybe release it here or something. We think about this. It's my first book. I've authored by people when they see me in the literature festival, they ask me, are you an author? I say no, I'm not yet an author, but this is the first time I've authored a book. So hopefully it's going to come out by next year in March on our anniversary. So yeah, it was very interesting. I met the love of my life through internet, through
Very
social media.
cinematic. Very cinematic.
Even asked me, how did you meet? I said I ordered him on Amazon. But that's not true, So we met on social media, we were friends initially, and then the friendship got converted into a relationship. And I got married to him in US, and we've been married for 10 years now, and we are both coming out with this memoir, 10 chapters, each chapter for each year. And
that's awesome.
so it's going to be full drama, like we did full Bollywood drama in that book, because all of things are
there's a prospect of
Yeah.
his biography as a mainstream cinema which is supposed to be
Yeah.
started.
My biography also is being written by, I think my memoirs will come out before my biography. And my biography is also being picked up by an Australian filmmaker. They're planning to make a film on that, so let's hope that comes out soon as well.
Afraid or scared of coming out and facing the world, or maybe talking to their parents about their sexuality. So how did it happen with you, and what suggestion you would like to give it to them so that they also face or come out?
Yeah. So just be honest, accept yourself, whosoever you are, and don't have that guilt feeling in you that you've done something wrong. And I tell people that look, if you necessarily have to come out to your parents, then two things have to be kept in mind. One is financial independence, which is the most important. You need to be independent financially, not depending on parents, and second is social independence. Because we are Indians, we are very much family people, we live with families, we live with parents, unlike in Western countries. So we need to understand that social independence is very important. Most of the time, parents don't understand our issues, and they always show them the door. That no, I cannot keep you in my home because you are all tum kalank ho hamare liye. These are the words they use. They have tum kalank ho, tum ne hamara sanskriti ka ye kiya hai, wo kiya hai. They have parents have words for. I'm sorry, you are not parents, but nothing to
How to get to Peer Baba and getting them on
yeah,
and all that stuff.
exactly. मेरे साथ हुआ है, when I declared myself, I was taken to this Baba and this some Hanuman temple, and he said, "कि अरे इसमें तो भूत है." Yeah, exactly. When they were doing that bhoot chhada, and they got this one priest came and he was constantly got a broom and he was trying to get that bhoot out of that. So these are the things which parents do, So, but you have to be strong enough to kind of, and mind you, ये सब parents ये सब drama करते हैं, Most parents do the drama to, get the once you are on your own, you've done something in life, because these parents will call you back, and they will say, oh, I am so sorry, because I ran a shelter home in Baroda, and I had a case with me. There was this boy who was overnight thrown away from home, and with all his winter clothes also, because it was in Delhi. And then I gave him shelter, he stayed with me, and then over a period of time he took to journalism. He was a very creative person. I made him join the university. And when the parents saw that, oh, he's getting such a good opportunity here, he's in MSU, and he got this good scope and all that, the parents came back, and they said, oh, we are so sorry, we threw you out from home, and this, that, and all that, and they wanted him back, He said, nothing doing now, I'm independent, I don't want to come back with you. So parents, they will do this, but you have to be strong, and you have to
be financially independent,
that's
for sure.
Very, very important.
That is very important, as in whatever you are, financially independent, then you have that confidence to actually confidence to actually. And a very beautiful thing you were telling me yesterday about this foundation, Swikar.
Swikar,
Right, that is the Parents Foundation. I would like you to, talk about it so that everyone knows about it.
There is a Swikar in Nagpur, for your information. Swikar is an organization started by parents. Parents who have accepted their children as gay, lesbian, trans, bi, whatever, from the LGBT. There are, to my knowledge, 200 plus parents currently in this association, this organization. This is also called Rainbow Parents Organization. They, I think, recently started a branch in Ahmedabad also, in Gujarat. And Nagpur, how many years now? Swikar? 4 years, yeah. By the way, I want to introduce this Anand Chandrani. He is the founder of oldest organization. It's called Sarsi Trust, and they're doing excellent job. They are going to complete 18 years now. They organize in Nagpur Pride also. So they are working very closely with Swikar, with the parents, and helping a lot of parents to parent counseling, mothers coming and talking to mothers, and his mother of course was a great ally to us, and they're helping a lot. During pandemic, I got almost 15 parents to accept their children through Srikar. And now those parents have not just accepted their children, they are finding boyfriends and girlfriends for them also. Boyfriends for the male and the girlfriends. Yeah. But then they're inviting me, come, like, we found a boyfriend and we want to come and rejoice, celebrate with us. So Srikar has done wonderful work for India.
Yeah, the best part is the mother is talking to the mother, so they understand each other's language. So easy to convince.
Normally, suppose I get a Gujarati mom, then I get a Gujarati mom to talk to Guju mom. That makes a difference, Language, and then they share dhokas and yeah, so I got Manu moms, and you ask me, and I got moms of all categories and castes and religion and states in this world.
Like India is derived by culture,
Yeah.
religion, and that plays a very important part in LGBTQI+. So please let us know as in the culture plays, like how important it is, and why it's actually creating a hindrance for acceptance of LGBTQI.
See, I think it's a lot to do with hypocrisy. That's one of the reasons why I, made this attempt of coming out and telling everyone who am I. Because there's so much hypocrisy prevailing, not in just India but world over. People are not ready to accept the truth. Now, अभी जो है उसको तो सीधा अभी I give example of Kamasutra, Khajuraho. These things are there. Open your eyes and see that we have homoerotic statues and sculptures in Indian temples which are centuries old. Accept it. Why do you want to hide? When we were fighting the Supreme Court case, the government put a ban on us not to visit Khajuraho. Yeah, exactly. But our transgender community is so strong and powerful, they clapped their way inside. And we got photographs of the showed it to the Supreme Court. See, this is the evidence. We may have people, Babas and all going against us, but they don't have to prove anything against us. We have proof that this was there in our culture. On basis of the Supreme Court is asking for evidence. They are not going to make claim that God has said this, it is against culture and nature. Then get God here and then ask him.
But Leela said son is gay.
Sorry.
Leela said Justice Leela is gay.
And his son is gay. Son is gay.
No, Leela?
Leela said.
Okay. So that's what we ourselves are creating problems for us. I mean, if hypocrisy can be reduced, and for that reason we need allies. We need people who are not from the community to come openly and support us, because people will listen to them. We keep talking about us, then they say, oh, they are gays and homos themselves. Why should we listen to them? But if a person who is not from the community will come and tell, and like Srikar is doing or some other groups are doing, then people will take it more seriously. And that's how we will be able to reduce a lot of misconceptions and stereotypes, and hypocrisy can also be reduced.
Right, as we spoke about Supreme Court right now, so there's a recent judgment of Supreme Court on same-sex marriage.
Yeah.
And I think so, everyone has a right, to choose their partner. That's like their basic constitutional right.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else happening? Is there chances that they're going to revive the judgment or something?
See, we all we had this judgment on 17th. Was it 17th October? Yeah, 17th October, where the Supreme Court was hearing this petition filed by same-sex couples for legalizing marriage equality, same-sex marriage equality in India. But unfortunately, the judgment didn't come in our favor, and they have said that the Supreme Court doesn't have powers to decide upon it, and it is the legislature which has to take a call, and a constitution of a committee which will decide about this. So a lot of petitioners felt that it was not fair that the Supreme Court gave this kind of verdict, so they decided to file a review petition. What happens is, even Supreme Court is the highest authority in India, but there is a scope. They felt that there has been an unreasonable, unjust, not a satisfactory judgment. Then a petitioner has a right to file a review petition, which in most cases it is not allowed. Supreme Court has not allowed, but we are fortunate that the Supreme Court has allowed this review petition. It has been filed by petitioners, and the hearings going to start very soon, probably end of the month, beginning of November, beginning of December. 28th is the hearings are going to start, and we are hoping that this time we are our petitions are heard, and not just heard, but we are given a fair and justice is given to us, because a lot of couples, and even as I was telling you, Swikar is also very disappointed. Swikar was one of the petitioners for this petition, and even the Indian Psychiatric Association has filed a petition. There are many people who have come in support of us. So let's see, there is still some hope that we might win. If your blessings are there, then
Everyone has the right to actually choose their partner.
exactly. We are not doing any harm to the society. We want to live, we want to enjoy the benefits of what the heterosexual. We want to open bank accounts, we want to have joint property. What is wrong with that? Today my husband, when he comes to India, he's not treated like my husband. He's a tourist. He cannot get an OCI passport, because I need to be a woman for that. Unfortunately, I'm not a woman. I'm a man. So he can't get OCI passport also. He just comes as a tourist. He has to leave the country every 6 months because his marriage is not recognized here. So we are not able to live life as a couple because of just a law in the country. So we are just demanding for a law which will help us to live together as couples and enjoy like the other heterosexual couples are enjoying. We are not asking for any special thing that give us some reservation or something, priority or something. No, that's just a simple right to live as a couple and to have joint properties, have succession rights, have if possible, get rights to adopt a child. Then yes, why not? So let's see.
And the best part, it doesn't add on to the blasting population of India.
Yes, exactly. Many times I have talked to the government. I said all your family planning measures are failed. If you people encourage us, then give us chance, then imagine how much of population we are controlling. India doesn't need population now. We are already exploding in population, and we are controlling it free of cost. Without any family planning measure or policy.
Yeah, but one more thing I would like you to throw a light on, that there's a lot of HIV fear with this same-sex thing. So what exactly precautions and what exactly so that the youngsters should know from now itself so that they don't stop?
See, HIV is something which is, I would say, it's spread across the society, whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, whatever. It's not that specifically to be dealt with for those who come from the LGBT population. But a very simple thing is try to be as safe as possible. Use a condom whenever possible. Get yourself tested. Because that's the only way you can know your status, whether you're positive or negative. And if you are positive, immediately start on a treatment, on the antiretroviral treatment. Mind you, if you are taking a regular ART, you will not be able to transmit the virus to another person. That's a fact. So you can still live a healthy life. They have seen so many people who are HIV positive and they live even healthier than me. Their immunity system is much better than mine also, some cases. Even during COVID time, people who were taking a regular ART were less getting chances of getting COVID. So the ART is very safe. It's free. It's free of cost in India. Each and every hospital in government hospital in India is free of cost. So, but as a prevention, yes, get yourself tested, use condoms, be safe, and be sexy. Prevalence of HIV, I would say But yes, certain states, they have done a lot of work where they have managed to get their states from high prevalence rate to medium prevalence rate. But the problem in India is that not much testing is happening. We are not able to reach out to many areas where the remote parts of India where testing can happen, especially rural parts of India. And rural parts of India, mind you, are like volcanoes. I mean, there are people who are migrant workers. They go out to search for jobs. They leave their wives behind. They get infected. They come back. They infect their wives. So it's secretly spreading in rural parts of India, and people are not knowing. And that's the reason one of the important things which we are now trying to tell the government is that increase your testing. We have started mobile vans also to reach remote parts. We are not even expecting people to come to hospitals. Through mobile vans, you can get yourself tested, and it's very very confidential. We don't even want to know the names of the people and all. You give your name as XYZ, we will put it at XYZ. So, but testing is very important. So that's the only way we will be able to get the status of people and help us reduce the prevalence in our country. I think we have overshot the time. That's why Madam has come up.
So, HIV, but STI is also there, right?
Yes.
And then personal hygiene plays a
Very important.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, personal hygiene, and a lot of times I tell doctors, I said, when you are talking to patients, get the sexual history of the person, which a lot of doctors are still feeling shy. Recently, I gave an interview for a medical journal. I said there is a lot of syphilis cases are rising in the country. And one of the reasons why it is rising is that doctors are not talking about sexual history. Because doctors are also Indians, shy. Shy Indians, even though we have Kama Sutra, but still they are shy.
Still it's
So we are trying to tell the doctors that there are so many STIs which people are still not aware of. Like for example, yesterday I was telling you there is something called oral gonorrhea, which is caused because you are giving an oral, there's oral sex, happening. Doctors think it's a throat infection or something, and then they treat you with that, but it doesn't give you the result because the doctors are not aware that there is a sexual activity called oral sex, which is there in Kama Sutra, but the doctor is not aware.
So before we end the discussion, some word of wisdom from you. Word of wisdom. Words of wisdom from you.
Word of wisdom for me.
Yeah. For us.
Okay, for us.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a very short word of wisdom, and that is love yourself.
Questions now, you can ask whatever queries and questions.
You said your husband don't get visa like that. So in same sex also you have his wife husband.
No. We have husband and wife and wife. So this is a gay couple, then I'm his husband, he's
Also calls you
my...
husband, right?
Sorry?
Your husband also calls you husband.
My husband calls me husband, and I call him husband. It's Mr. and sister,
So the confusion starts there itself.
Sorry?
So the confusion starts there itself. What?
No confusion. There is no confusion. Even in fact, we wear each other's
So you
clothes
call
also.
husband, tomorrow you call wife, right?
Yeah, there's no husband and wife. There's only male and female is husband and wife.
That's what I said.
Gender, lesbian, you're a wife and
partner.
And we kind of we know our roles very clear. He's good in cooking and I'm good in driving. So we play our roles at home, what we want to do. But I tell you, we are very lucky that we are luckier than heterosexuals in our nation. We can wear each other's clothes.
And it's easy to understand the temperament of same sex.
Right?
Last question, like you mentioned in Kazira or Kama Sutra, there are homo-erotic images and everything. And I think in the Indian folk dances and other things also, men dress like females and trans. So I'm saying if in ancient India there was acceptance, why now there is transphobia and homophobia?
Hypocrisy. And then not just hypocrisy, but like imagine how much of influence of so many cultures has come into India.
So I'm saying this is because of invasions from
Exactly.
Korean.
Yeah. Colonization. See, the section 377 came because of the colonization. Britishers anymore. 1947 we got rid of them. Then why did we have to continue law which was made for Queen Victoria like? Why couldn't India make laws on Khajuraho or Kama Sutra? Why do we have to make laws which are continue with the laws which were made by the Britishers even after independence?
So basically our mindsets are still colonial.
Still colonization. अभी तक laws है. अभी मैंने एक law पढ़ा था. There is still a British law which says that if a government officer comes to office without polishing his shoes, he can be rusticated. अभी तक ये law है. अभी कौन सा ऑफिसर जूता भी पहन के आता है? We wear chappals or sandals. That means all government officers should be thrown out just because of some British law. Yes.
I would like to ask you one thing. So this particular concept of homosexualization, the LGBT and all that thing in India is very, very conservative.
Yeah.
But then when you go abroad, anywhere in the world, it is very freely accepted. It is not looked down upon. Why is that so much prevalent in today's day and age in India?
See, I don't think it's true in other countries as well. And let me tell you, there is a lot of homophobia which is seen in other parts of the country. There is another thing which is fortunately अभी तक India में नहीं हुआ है, and that is violence. You will not believe, I have been to so many prides all over the world. I have attended at least 25-30 prides, all to name the continent, and I have been for them. I have been for the Brazil pride, Sweden pride, this pride, that pride. India is the safest country I have seen. I have been to at least 30 prides. In the Nagpur pride, I have been the safest country when it comes to pride. Safest. I have never seen violence ever happening in any pride. And
in fact, you were telling me a story of your manager. If you can just tell them the story of your manager.
yeah, I mean, I have a trans woman working for me. She's American. She's saying, I don't want to go to America because I feel very safe in India. People come to her and tell her that please bless me, bless us. And people come and give her money. She was not understanding first. People just saw her and I said that will not happen in America. Nobody is going to give you 100 rupees. In India, they will give you. So India is definitely a safe country when it comes to homophobia and this kind of thing. We are not. Yes, there is definitely hypocrisy there, homophobia is there. But let me tell you, I have faced threats in Mauritius. I was almost getting assassinated. Mauritius pride, ISIS was going to assassinate me. Just imagine, in India, I have 50 prides here when I never carried security with me. I walk so freely here and there's nothing happening here. This is a very, in fact, the policemen are having rainbow flags in their hand. And we are the nuns, the fathers from the St. Joseph convent and the bishops, the fathers and the pastors walking with the flags, supporting us. So, but it is not the case in other countries. So India is still safe. Yes. First is Uganda. Uganda, you can be executed. Direct. You don't need fingerprints. You go there. If I go to Uganda, they ask for my head. You don't give fingerprints, give your head. So, yeah. Madam is, I think, calling for. Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. If you have more questions, please write to me. My numbers are available with the organizers here. My email address is there. My social media. I would be happy to answer all your questions. Please connect with me on whatever mode you want. Thank you.